Hello children, welcome for today's biology class. So today we are going to continue the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation. The topics going to be covered are pleiotropy and inheritance of two genes. Now let us go inside the chapter. So what is pleiotropy? So here when you observe in pleiotropy, can you see in the diagram? So the gene is only single gene, B gene. It controls no more than one trait. So if one gene it controls more than one trait, you call that as pleiotropy. It is the shape of the seed and the starch grain synthesis. Okay, so it is being controlled by the single gene. So this type of inheritance you call that as pleiotropy. So here in the starch synthesis what we studied, no? So there are two alleles are there, capital B and small b. Capital B, that is homozygote, and that is no homozygous condition. So it will produce large starch grains. And small b, that homozygous trait, it is less efficient and it produces smaller grains. So when after maturation, no, the capital B seeds, no, they are round, and the small b seeds, no, they are wrinkled. And the heterozygous condition, capital B small b condition, it produces round seed because of B gene, but as it is dominant allele, but starch grain synthesis it is of intermediate size. The starch grain synthesis, so it is of no incomplete dominance as it is of intermediate size. So here one trait, no, it is of fully dominant and other is incomplete dominance. So like that, so one gene it controls more than one trait. So here you see this gene, no, it controls the shape of the seed also and starch grain synthesis also. So starch grain synthesis of intermediate, that is no incomplete dominance, and the shape of the seed of complete dominance. So this type of inheritance we call that as pleiotropy. So next let us study regarding inheritance of two genes, that is no dihybrid cross. So on the basis of dihybrid cross only, Mendel proposed law of independent assortment. So already we studied, so law of dominance and law of no segregation, that is on the basis of no monohybrid cross. So here on the basis of dihybrid cross, that is two genes, no, when we study the inheritance of two genes, he proposed this law of independent assortment. Okay, so when that characters, no, they're found together, they segregate the traits, no, they segregate the traits by means of law of segregation. They can assort also. So it is not necessary this gene will this type of trait, no, it has to join with this one. It's not like that. So the assortment it is of independent type. So that you call that as law of independent assortment. So because of law of independent assortment, so new characters are produced apart from the parental character. See here, this is of round yellow and this is of wrinkled green. So this is the two parental character. So because of law of independent assortment, can you see the wrinkled yellow gene, yellow character also, and wrinkled round also. So these are not resembling the parental type. So this type of new type of character, why produced? That is due to independent assortment. It is not fixed. Round should present always with yellow, wrinkled should present always with green. So independently it can do the assortment. So here that is considering of two characters. So here the two traits it has been taken for the study of inheritance, that is no shape of the seed and the color of the seed. Okay, the shape of the seed round yellow, this is of dominant, and the wrinkled green it is of recessive. So when it is hybridized F1 generation, all they were round yellow. You know what the character which is exhibited under F1 generation, no, that is of dominant. So here it is fully dominant. So that's why round yellow, all were round yellow, but it is of heterozygous. Capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. So always while writing the similar type of genes, no, it has to be written together. Okay, so here this is the gametes formed from here. You know, during the gamete formation, the number is reduced into half. Okay, and that is on the basis of law of segregation, that you know that. So here the next one is for getting F2 generation, all were self-pollinated, allowed for self-pollination. So here these are the gametes produced by the male and gametes produced by female plant, female. Okay, andrecium, and it is of gynoecium. So here at the stage when the pollen grinds, when it when there is a fusion and there is fertilization, these are the type of individuals formed. Okay, there are 16 type of individuals, 16 individuals, no. So 4 type of gametes. So here this produces 4 type of gametes. But anyhow, the type of individuals produced, no, when you observe there, no, there are 4 different varieties: round yellow, round green, wrinkled yellow, and wrinkled green. So round yellow and wrinkled green are of parental type, and these two are non-parental type. Okay, so here while writing, you see here this side a capital R capital Y is given. So here this is capital R capital Y. While writing no R R Y Y, it has to be written like that. If you are writing R Y, it is wrong. Means while doing no, when the characters being no, it is no, while writing together. So the similar type of genes, it has to be written together. That is no, the shape of the seed, the characters determining shape of the seed together, and the color of the seed together, like that, no, it has to be written in this way. So all the characters, no, all these different type of genotypes has been written. Okay, so here the 9:3:3:1, that is the phenotypic ratio of the dihybrid cross. Okay, so phenotype means what is physically, what is visible outside the characters, we call that as the phenotypic ratio. Hope children you must have understood the dihybrid cross. So today we are concluding up to this. We will meet in the next class.